Hello, guys, and welcome to this amazing show. My name is Anmasi Wanjiru, and I'm here with one of our amazing students from the University of Nairobi. I just found her studying at one of the lecture halls in the University of Nairobi, and I'd like to ask her some few questions about her study life, to know more about how she studies, how she can be able to balance both her education life and both her outside life. So maybe she can introduce yourself. Maybe you can introduce yourself.
Thank you, and Marcy, for inviting me to this show. My name is Whitney Shisia. I'm a student in the University of Nairobi in my third year doing journalism and mass communication.
Yeah, so my first question is what are you studying for today actually?
Today, I'm studying online journalism. It's a unit about how we can do journalism using social media and the internet.
Wow, that's amazing actually.
Thank you.
Yeah, how long have you been doing this subject?
I've been doing it for like a month. It's just this semester only, and because of the strike, it's just
Mhm.
like a month.
Yeah, actually I found you studying here alone.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, one of my questions is, do you prefer studying alone or do you prefer studying with friends?
I prefer studying alone. As you can see, I'm here alone. I prefer studying alone, doing my things alone, getting my facts straight alone, everything alone. Because as much as they say that teamwork is unity and all that stuff, I believe that for me to understand whatever I want, I have to understand all my weaknesses. And
Mhm.
in a group, I always feel like they only focus on their strengths only. And for me to get whatever concept I'm trying to get, I have to understand my weaknesses, work on them, and then work on my strengths together with my weaknesses to achieve whatever goal I'm trying. So yeah, I prefer studying alone in my free time, just like right now.
Wow, that's
Mm.
actually fantastic. So what do you like about this particular course that you're studying?
For this course, I like that it's bringing out the extrovert personality in me. I'm an introvert. I don't like being outside and all that. But then for this online journalism, I'm out here. I'm making TikToks. I'm making Instagram reels. I'm making YouTube shorts. I'm out here. I even started a podcast. I don't even know about a podcast, but then I started one. So
Wow.
it's bringing me new personalities of me that I never knew about.
Mhm.
But then I'm happy. I'm excited. I'm really, really happy, and I'm learning a lot.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah, yeah.
yes,
So I know that as much as you love this online journalism, it
yes.
must everything must have its ups and downs.
Yeah, yeah.
So you've told us about the ups. Maybe you can tell us some of the challenges that you find online journalism that you face.
There are a lot of challenges considering I'm not up to date with the internet.
Mhm.
I have a lot of challenges. For example, while I was starting my podcast, I didn't even know that Spotify for podcasters exists.
Oh,
I had to Google that app and I'm like, okay, so this is how you do it. I
mhm,
always thought that Spotify you just record your audio or your podcast and then you submit it directly to Spotify.
mhm,
But I realized there are a lot of things. I have to have the Spotify for podcasters. I
mhm,
have to know how to edit sound.
mhm,
I have to do a lot of things that I didn't even have an idea I could do.
mhm,
Okay, I didn't even have an idea that they exist.
mhm,
So there have been a lot of challenges.
mhm,
One, showing up,
mhm,
doing reels and
mhm,
trends. I have to keep on tabs with whatever is trending. Mind you, I'm not a social media geek. I prefer being off social media. So that has been a challenge trying to keep up with latest trends and all that. Trying to keep up with latest softwares, good editing apps, editing skills that I don't even have, having
mhm,
to update them day by day.
mhm,
So it's been really tough,
mhm.
yes, experience. But then, yeah, just learning by your, I don't know, experiences.
Wow, that seems like a really interesting thing to do, doing
It's
reels
not,
and TikTok.
it's not. I swear to God, it's not.
Okay, okay,
Mm,
okay. So I know right now that we might be having strikes.
yeah,
We had some strikes some few weeks back ago, and I know
Okay.
it affected many students,
Yes.
especially here at the University of Nairobi. Not that we knew that not so many students could be able to learn and study. Not many lecturers were coming to teach
Class. Yeah.
about the strike, to teach when the strike was actually taking place.
Yes. Yes.
So maybe you can tell us, how has it been affecting you? Has it affected your studies and all that? Has it affected in any kind of way in terms of your studies and all that?
I've not been doing classes for like the past almost a month.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Wow.
I've just been
Shocked.
doing assignments here and there.
Mm-hmm.
I feel assignments, not even all. I've just been doing assignments for like 2 units. This online journalism and another one.
Mm-hmm.
But then I've been off class. I've not learned anything in class for like the past 1 month. So I think that's time wasted.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's actually really time consuming because as you can see, time is really, really going fast.
Yeah.
And as you know, the campus syllabus is that we're almost starting the exam.
Yeah.
And we're starting the exam on December 2nd as it had been announced.
Mhm.
So, how well are you prepared? Especially right now that the strikes were going on and you didn't. I know most of you didn't study, so there's some place that you didn't study, you didn't understand, and you didn't catch up. So, how well are you prepared?
Honestly, I'm not prepared at all. What do you mean prepared? I'm not been studying. The moment the strike started,
Mhm,
I was in and out of school, in and out of school.
mhm,
I've not been studying at all. That's the
mhm,
main point. I've only been doing these assignments, and
mhm,
that's the only knowledge I have right now
uh-huh,
for the exam.
mhm,
But then classes,
mhm,
okay, exams, I'm
mhm,
not prepared at all. At all, at all. On a scale of 1 to 10,
mhm.
I'm like at 1.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So another one is that in terms of that strike,
Mhm.
do you feel that the teachers should consider in terms of extending the exam dates or giving us students a time for us to learn so that we can understand before we go and start the actual exams?
I prefer the lecturers giving us time
Mhm.
to learn and understand before they give us an exam.
Yeah.
I believe it's not just a matter of the exams, it's a matter of what you're going to get after this, right?
Yeah.
So even if they give me an exam right now, let's say it's an online exam, I'll
Mm-hmm.
go Google that content, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But then that won't help me at any point.
Mm-hmm.
I know I'll just Google it, give all the answers, exams, downloaded the content, it's done.
Mm-hmm.
But then I prefer the teachers coming,
Mm-hmm.
teaching me something,
Mm-hmm.
understanding it,
Mm-hmm.
and then absorbing it to
Mm-hmm.
my system,
Yeah, yeah.
for later use.
Yeah, I can see
Yes.
we've really talked so much about the strike stuff.
Okay, okay.
So maybe we can go outside the strike stuff.
Yeah.
So how are you able to balance both your studies and your extracurricular activities outside the school, especially now that you're studying and all that? I can see you're very serious here.
Balancing.
Hmm.
Okay, I do play basketball.
Wow,
Okay.
really?
Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm even planning on going to competitions next week.
Oh,
Yeah, so how do I
fantastic.
balance things out here?
Mm-hmm.
You see, right now I don't have practices for my basketball, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But then I have time. I have time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's not even weekend. So that means if it's not weekend, it's not time for hanging out with friends, right?
True.
For me, that's the rule. I come here, I study, do my thing, get my knowledge right, understand facts out here,
Mm-hmm.
and then at maybe like around 6 p.m.,
Mm-hmm.
I'll go practice for my basketball for like
Mm-hmm.
30 minutes
Mm-hmm.
or 1 hour or so, depending on what the coach wants.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, I go sleep. I believe that's how we should maneuver. You just set your times right,
Mm-hmm.
you know, your schedules right. That's it. So I have time segmented for my studying.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I've not been here the whole day. I've
Mm-hmm.
been here from like after lunch, that's
Mm-hmm.
afternoon,
Mm-hmm.
from 1:30. I've been here,
Mm-hmm.
and then in the next like 30 minutes, I'll be out.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go do my basketball
Mm-hmm.
practice,
Mm-hmm.
then go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Go, okay, not sleeping really, but then go eat and then sleep.
Oh, wow, wow, wow. I
Yes.
can see so many people who didn't know how to balance their school life and their outside life can get a thing or two from you. That's actually amazing.
Yeah, yeah, I know.
Yeah, so I know many students usually feel, especially when you study so much, you feel like you burned out. So what keeps you motivated, especially the time that you study? What keeps you moving? What keeps you going for more during the times that you feel like you're burnt out, like you feel like you don't want to study and all that?
What keeps me?
Mm-hmm.
What keeps me here?
Mm-hmm.
Of course, it's the money out here. But anyway, what
Okay.
keeps me really motivated here
Mm-hmm.
is the fact that I understand the aspect of being informed, and
Mm-hmm.
I rather have the knowledge
Mm-hmm.
than be out there with no knowledge.
Wow, wow, wow.
I understand what knowledge does out here,
Mm-hmm.
how it is important to have information,
Mm-hmm.
how to know how to do your facts right,
Mm-hmm.
and I rather come to school, have
Mm-hmm.
that knowledge, than go out there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So another thing is, what do you actually find is interesting about this place? Like, I know there are so many study places, or
Yes.
there are so many places to study. There's a library, there's a study zone around here. There's so many places where you can study. But I found you here at the lecture hall. So, what makes it interesting? What makes this one the best out of the rest?
As you have noticed, maybe
Mm-hmm.
this is one place that has the least amount of people.
Mm-hmm.
It's so quiet. I think this building was like built with soundproof walls or something,
Mm-hmm.
because the walls, I don't know, there is no noise at all in here.
Mm-hmm.
I discovered when you do like other libraries,
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of noise, a lot of disruptions, and I prefer just doing it here. The least amount of people, no noise. I'm so perfect with that.
Yeah, that's actually fantastic. I
Okay.
can say this is where I can come and study too during my free time and
Okay.
all that.
Yeah.
So, especially during studies, you find that there are people who do like to procrastinate so much, especially when they're studying. They'd be like, I want to do this right now, not to do this tomorrow, I want to do this again, to do not to do this. So, do you have any tips for people who do procrastinate, especially on their studies so much?
I was a master at procrastination, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I was a master at it. But
Really?
then I realized one time,
Mm-hmm.
when you start the I'll do it tomorrow, when you start that game,
Mm-hmm.
it never stops. It
Mm-hmm.
becomes a cycle and a cycle, and you're doing it 24/7. No, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do
Mm-hmm.
it tomorrow. Tomorrow comes to, I'll do it tomorrow. And then you're just there, a
Mm-hmm.
whole year down the line,
Mm-hmm.
you haven't done anything
Mm-hmm.
that you wanted. So, what I can tell them, I have no advice. You just find
Mm-hmm.
your weaknesses and your strength. That's all. That's all you need. If you find something is difficult, you you create a big amount of time
Mm-hmm.
for it.
Yeah.
If you find something is maybe a little bit easier, you create a short amount of time for it. Okay,
Yeah, yeah,
that's it. That's how when you have a lot of time, you can always do even the most difficult stuff out here.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Those ones that you say, I'll do tomorrow, I'll do tomorrow. You can do them in that long amount of time, okay? And that's what I can tell them. But then I don't know. I'm not a big advisor. That's all I can say.
I guess that is really actually an amazing tip, and I've really learned. And I know some of the people will also learn not to procrastinate, because we can say that procrastination is a killer of many dreams. You find that
Yeah,
you procrastinate today, tomorrow, tomorrow. By the time
yes.
you find things are already, time is already running. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening to our amazing interview between me and Madam Sisha.
You're
I
welcome.
guess you can see that we really learned a lot. I personally have learned the things that I never used to know about. I've learned, I've expanded my mind. And I guess also you too can learn a lot. So thank you so much. See you next time for more updates.